Hello girlfriends, welcome back to my channel, or a special welcome if you are new here. My name is Jody and it's great to have you join me today. And welcome to an especially gloomy day. I'm sure you can see the shadows behind me. I apologize, but it's the light that I'm working with and it's the best that I have. So we are going to continue on with this review. This review today is a this or that basically. And I created this series in an effort to take, for a couple reasons actually, in an effort to take a closer look at specific products. Like there's all different kinds of categories. You have your primers, you have your leave-ins, you have your mousses and foams and creams and gels and custards, all that stuff. So I wanted to take a closer look at comparing products within those specific categories. And I also did it because I want to help use up my stash. So I have two products here with me today that I haven't really used a lot of. And we'll get into that a little bit more as we go. But the first product here is the Soultanicals Sprout Rice Vitamin Healthy Hair Milk. This is currently no longer on their website, but they do bring things back occasionally. For a while, the Sprout line was pretty popular. I think you could find it at your local Walmarts and stuff like that, and online as well. But they only have one product online that I could see, and my Walmart never carried it. So I don't know if it's still available in any other local Walmarts or beauty retailer stores. But anyways, I still have this though, and we're just going to take a look at milks for the hair. And the other milk that I have is the Mielle Rice Water moisturizing milk. So I've only used this once, I think. I've used the Soultanical ones about 3 or 4 times, but I've only used this rice water one from Mielle about once, I'm pretty sure. And I paired it with, it was a viewer recommendation, I paired it with the Mielle like rosemary mint strengthening cream gel. And you can see why I paired these two together. I hope you can. They both have rice water in them. They're both milks. I thought, let's see what the comparisons are and the differences, and we can make judgments from there. We're going to start with applying the Sprout Rice Vitamin. You know what? Actually, I'm going to go through the specs of each of these products, and then I have a little bit of a synopsis on what hair milks are supposed to do for your hair. So I'll go into that, or I'll dive into that as I'm applying these products. But let's look into the specs of this Soultanicals product here. This is the Soultanicals Sprout Rice Vitamin Healthy Hair Milk. It's super moisturizing, antioxidant, repairing, and this vitamin botanical leave-in healthy hair friendly, super nourishing. This hair fortified with sprout rice grains, brand strengthening ingredients combined to create a conditioning, moisturizing experience, certain to keep your hair elasticity on cloud 9 as your finger comb your way through. The directions say to apply a moderate amount to damp hair and leave in and style as desired. I feel like that whole synopsis was a tongue twister for me. There were a lot of S's in there, and if there weren't S's, I was creating them. So I had to read through that a couple times, which you didn't even see, but I'm telling you about it for whatever reason. The next product we'll be applying is the Mielle Rice Water Moisturizing Milk. It's infused with key ingredients such as safflower oil, rice water for hair, yuzu, and castor oil and coconut oil to strengthen and lock in moisture. This daily moisturizer is the perfect solution for bringing life back into dry, thirsty hair. Key benefits include daily moisturizer, revives dry hair, thirsty hair, and strengthens and adds shine. The directions say to add a dime-sized amount from root to tip to wet or dry hair and may be used for styling and hydration. Okay, so my hair is pretty wet, but I want to make sure she's really wet here because I don't want these products to be too heavy, and usually the more water that you have in the hair, the more it kind of helps dilute the product. So that's essentially what I'm trying to do. Okay, I'm going to apply the Soultanicals on my left and the Mielle on my right, and I'm going to be also reading a little bit more about what milks are supposed to do for your hair. Hair milk is a cross between a leave-in conditioner and a lightweight treatment that detangles, protects, and shines. It is made from oils, butters, and other moisturizing extracts combined into a lightweight, milky texture formula. It is typically infused with ingredients known for their moisturizing benefits like coconut milk and shea butter. Hair milk has traditionally been geared toward curly hair and helps coils, kinks, and waves. It is because of its thin and light density that makes it particularly great for hydrating curls without weighing them down. However, people with all hair types have found that hair milk is great for revitalizing the hair and can be used on fine hair that needs protein and repair. Hair milk can also be used as a styling aid, as its properties can protect against heat too. But be wary of too much buildup, but feel free to reapply when necessary. If you want to use hair milk for hair growth, simply massage the milk into your scalp and gently with the tips of your fingers. This movement will help to stimulate the blood flow in your scalp and encourage the hair to grow. Make sure not to use too much, as the product buildup can block the pores. There's no one way to apply hair milk, and depending on the formula, hair milk could come in a variety of packaging and textures. Consider these different types of hair milks when determining what will work best for your curls. There's a cream-based type of hair milk, which is more lotion in consistency, creamier products that have a thicker consistency and provide intense hydration and moisture. Typically, they work well for hair that needs a bit of extra nourishment. Then there's also a spray or liquid type formula. It's more liquidy in texture, and these lighter products often come in spray bottles, which make it convenient for application. They are best for fine and low density hair, and you can spray the liquid directly on your hair for refreshing and revitalizing your curls without weighing them down, and is similar to a hydrating mist. There's also a foam or mousse type milk, which is less common. I've personally never heard of it or seen it, and it is a foam or mousse hair milk that is a great choice for light to medium density curls. And this foam texture gives excellent hold and definition without leaving your hair in that old school crunch. I got all this information from the lovebeautyandplanet.com and the patternbeauty.com websites. Okay, now that I have both sides applied, I am going to go in with the Weedad Advanced Climate Control. I tested mixing these products on the back of my hand just to make sure that they worked out together, and they did. So I'm going to also discuss more about how these products applied and everything like that. I went in with about that amount. We'll see how far that takes us. I might just go in with that on one side. Anyways, so this Soultanicals side, it has a light vanilla scent, in my opinion, and there's something else too. I can't quite describe it. I don't know what the other part of the scent is, but there is a little bit of a vanilla that I feel like I'm catching in this. And this side felt a little bit heavy, kind of like I could feel the product kind of sitting on my hair, so I'm a little nervous. I'm not expecting a voluminous wash day results, particularly with these products, but I do feel like it kind of clumped my curls nicely. I do feel like I had, after I brush styled, that I just had good clumps. And I say that because I felt like I noticed a difference with these two sides. So I do feel like the Soultanicals side was a little bit thinner as far as the consistency of the product versus the Mielle. But when I applied the products, I felt like the Mielle side feels lighter. But I also don't feel like it has clumped the curls maybe quite as well as the Soultanicals side. So I just feel like the clumps are not curling, showing like their definition, showing their spiral as much on the Mielle side. And I tried to keep the brush styling pretty much the same, and the water content in my hair pretty much the same. So okay, I guess at this point I'm trying to debate if I'm going to put my wet plop on. I think I'm going to put my wet plop on. I don't have it out here. I didn't plan that far ahead, I guess, but I'm going to leave that on for about 10 to 15 minutes as per usual. And then I'm also going to diffuse my hair, and I'll come back and I'll show you my styled results. All right, girlfriends, I am back with my hair fully diffused, and let's look at these results. This is the Soultanicals hair milk side, and this is the rice water hair milk side. Okay, I was kind of looking at it in my bathroom. Excuse me here while I adjust my mirror. It keeps slipping for some reason. But I was kind of looking at this in my bathroom, trying to get a better feel, because my personal lighting is better in the bathroom. I can kind of see it. And this is another one of those where I feel like they're pretty similar. They feel pretty similar. As I was diffusing my hair, they felt very similar. As I was scrunching out the crunch, they still felt similar. And as I'm looking at them, they look about the same. Now, the biggest differences that I noticed were in the product itself and the application. So, but let's just analyze this a little bit better here. I do have some really chunky curl clumps here, and I think that was just my brush styling and raking through did not break those up, and I'm afraid if I break them up, as I'm trying to do right now, I can kind of see some frizz starting. So we're just gonna let them hang out together. It's just gonna be a chunky curl clump. This is a nice curl pattern here. Kind of gets a little funky at the end, but I don't have much frizz to speak of. The under part of my hair might not be as spirally. It might be more S-shaped things, but I'm not really surprised by that because milks are generally a little bit heavier. They have more oils in them usually, and they're just a little bit heavier than a leave-in, and they don't have as much defining properties as like a curl cream does, from what I understand of them. Now over on this side, I feel like this side has a little bit more of a spiral going. It's not quite there, but oftentimes my hair will shrink up a little bit more by the second day. I feel like I could see potential for this to kind of become more of a spiral on the Mael side than I do on the Soultanicals side. Not much. I'm being extremely picky when I'm looking at this, by the way. I feel like the shine is about the same, and overall, I'm having a hard time picking if I like one better than the other. I don't feel like my hair is way down at all on either side, but like I said, the application was a little bit different for these. For the Soultanical one, this is a looser consistency. Like you can see this moves over time. I can hold this practically upside down and she don't move. She don't move. So this is a little bit looser consistency. I didn't notice that there was any more slip with one over the other, but I did feel like this product felt heavier, felt like I could feel the coating on my hair. And it's strange because this product is actually thicker in consistency, but I felt like it absorbed into my hair better, if that makes any sense. I've talked about the scents already, and then like I said, looking at my results, I don't really have a favorite of one over the other. Do you guys? In the bathroom, I kind of liked maybe the Soultanical side a little bit better if I was being extremely picky, just looking at how my curls are looking. But then as I'm out here, I'm looking at the underside of these more, or this side. Like I didn't really look at the underside of my hair that much in the bathroom. But as I'm looking at the underside out here, I kind of like the underside of the rice water, the Mael rice water a little bit better. I'll show you the back of my hair. I didn't take a look at the back, but keep in mind it's two different sides, and how I did my brush styling doesn't really lend to the best look in the back. But we'll see what you get. As far as the price point of these goes, obviously, like I said, this one's no longer on the market. I think I saw one on Amazon, but by the time you're seeing this, maybe that's even out of stock too. So the price point on this is obviously going to be, if you're going to purchase one, it's going to be this one probably. And like I said, I really don't see any big benefit of one over the other. So I think you're perfectly good with getting this one. Don't feel like you missed out on anything. I do probably... I said this one has a light vanilla scent. I don't know if I did talk about the scent of this one. I know I smelled it. It is kind of like a... I don't know why I keep getting like a mint scent to this. I don't think it's supposed to smell minty. There might be a slight bit of citrus scent to it too, but for some reason, my nose is picking up a mint scent. So anyways, if I already talked about that, I apologize. So yeah. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Which one do you prefer? Do you still have this in your... Does anyone have this in their stash? Did anyone ever pick it up? Or does anyone have this one in their stash? Let me know if you have either of these and what your thoughts are on them, or if you are interested in picking up a milk based on what I've talked about these products. Hey curl friends, I'm just checking back again really quick on day one. I wasn't planning on doing this, but this is much later in the afternoon. I've got to hurry or I'm going to lose my lighting. Anyways, I just wanted to mention a couple other things about hair milks. I know in the little synopsis that I read about them that it says you could put them on your scalp. I personally wouldn't choose to do that. I sometimes have scalp issues anyways. And so I just don't feel like, I feel like it would be too heavy. I feel like it would clog my pores, clog clog my hair follicles, and I just don't see it being a good combination for my scalp personally. Another thing, and the directions on either of these never mention anything about putting it on your scalp either. So another thing then is it says that you can refresh with these. I personally don't see myself refreshing with them. They're just too heavy. One, I'm not good at refreshing. I'll say that for sure. Two, like I said, I would feel like too heavy for my hair to refresh with. If I'm going to do a refresh, it's going to be with, first of all, I love a good hairspray. That's what I consider a perfect refresh for me. But if I'm not doing hairspray, it would be like a light leave-in or maybe a foam. So those would be my other alternatives. Then the last thing is that while I did not find these products too heavy at this time, this is still the cold season here. And so my hair can tolerate a heavier product, more moisture. In the summertime, I'm not sure that I would be reaching for these products really. I tend to prefer something more lightweight under my other stylers, so like a lighter cream or a lighter leave-in. But I don't know that I would reach for, I consider these a little bit more heavy. Like they don't feel heavy now. There's nothing about them that feels heavy currently, but they might be too much moisture in the summertime. I don't know. It'd be one of those things I'd really have to experiment with, but it's something for you to consider. But with my fine curly hair, my hair can still tolerate this in this time of year. So that's all I have to say. So if this is my new outro, I hope you have a great day. And until I see you again next week, have a great day. Bye.